Hi friends, welcome to today's Pick a Card Tarot video. I'm on the road here at the Devil's Tower, so just check down below to the description section of this video for your reading. In a moment I'm going to show you 3 piles to choose from. Choose the one that resonates with you, and thanks so much for watching. See ya. Hi friends, welcome to this Pick a Card Tarot reading. I'm glad you could join me. Let me take everything out here. So, you chose the pile with the hummingbird. So welcome, hummingbird people. I would like to apologize for the long hiatus that I've taken. I was planning a trip, and right now I'm on the East Coast. I live on the West Coast in Seattle, and I just did a big giant road trip. You could tell from the intro, I was on the road. Right now I am in one of my destinations of New Hampshire, visiting family. And so I'm coming to you live from the woods of my family's property up here in New Hampshire, and it's so beautiful, and I'm so happy to be here. So anyway, thanks for joining me, guys. You got the hummingbird. We're gonna do some live reading. So this is just kind of a general reading. Welcome to summer. I'm filming this on the summer solstice, so let's see what the hummingbird people need to know, and let's just check it out. Oh, we have a couple of cards here that are, yeah, all right, these are your cards. Okay, interesting. All right, so I don't normally read reversals, and I don't think I'm going to, yes, I will. All right, so the biggest card that you have is the Death card. So don't worry, that's not scary, although it can look scary. It's all about changes and endings. So I definitely feel like this summer solstice and this summertime and this moment in time is coming to you with some big endings. So, you know, hummingbird people, you have an ending here where things have completed, things are at a change point. So wherever you are in life, you're in this big change, and we've got some interesting things. It's like, I feel like with this 2 in reverse here, you felt stuck and like it's been difficult to judge and juggle things. You've had a really hard time juggling life, I think, maybe in the past. That's what that past cycle is. But this new cycle here with this change and Death card, there's something that's ending, and what's ending is sort of this stuck feeling, this sort of unbalanced version of yourself, this feeling that things aren't moving in the way that they need to. And what's coming in to take its place here is the 2 of Wands. So it's interesting, you have 2 2s here, 1 2 in reverse and 1 2 upright. The 2 of Wands is coming in to say, no, look, there's journeying coming. So these things that have made you feel stuck, this imbalance in your life is coming with, like, when you finally leave that situation. So whatever it is you're going through, it's like you're reaching with this moment the catalyst to move out of it. You're reaching this catalyst breaking point to move in a new direction, to move away from the things that aren't serving you anymore and journey towards something else. See, they're holding the planet in their hands here with this 2 of Wands, which signifies even journeying. Maybe you felt stuck as in you couldn't travel. I know with COVID, we've been kind of stuck in place for so long, and maybe you're finally getting the opportunity to actually travel somewhere. But even if you're not physically going anywhere, you have some change coming in your perspective. You have some change coming in your mind. You have new ways of thinking, new ways of perceiving, new ways of walking towards anything that is different for you, right? So you have this particular moment in time offering you the chance to move in a new direction, to finally let go of some of those things that have been holding you back and truly move in a new place, to a new direction, maybe actual physical moving. So I'm gonna make sure the camera's still going. And it is, you're still with me, great. And we're gonna go with now with the Wild Unknown deck. So the card with the hummingbird on it was from the How to Be a Wildflower deck. The last deck I just did was the Smith-Waite deck, a beautiful version of the Rider-Waite-Smith classic deck. And this is the Wild Unknown Tarot. So let's shuffle a few cards from that. If I could get, oh, already getting some. Yeah, okay, 4 cards. We'll give you all 4. Just to give you a nice well-rounded reading, because I don't know if I'm going to give you more cards. Let's see. So first card comes out with the 5 of Pentacles. Yeah, so things have been kind of tricky, right? I think you've been going through a lot of really difficult things, whether it be in the distant past or the more recent past. You have dealt with what they call a dark night of the soul period in your life, which means like this really deeply challenging period. And a lot of times life gives us these moments, as horrible as they are, as challenging as they are, as difficult as they are. They come in as a path towards enlightenment in a certain sense. You know, they come in as a pathway towards learning how to be yourself in a stronger version, you know, coming into contact with your deep strength, your deep inner strength. You've experienced that in this lifetime now with this card coming out. So, you know, it's all about kind of having that perspective shift and really starting to see, you know, the powerful version of yourself that you are for having gotten through all of that. You know, the deep strength that you have to get through those challenging moments. That is incredible, because not everybody has your strength. And it's so important for you to remember that you are a deeply strong person, and that strength can really pull you through this lifetime. So tap into that strength. You're really being encouraged to do that as you go through these changes. Next card we have is the Judgment card. Yeah, so now, you know, having been on the other side of all of that stuff, you're starting to come into a reflective period within, you know, where you're starting to see just how strong you are. You're starting to see just how much you've gone through and how much, you know, you have to come through the other end. You know, you might be reflecting on certain events, certain situations, certain things that have happened in your life, and you're really starting to see just like how good you really are, you know, how powerful you are, your own strength. You're coming into contact with your own self, and that's really beautiful, and it's so important to tune into that, you know, because you are a powerful, strong human being, and, you know, you deserve to feel that for yourself, you know, really tapping into that. You know, be proud of yourself, you know, be proud of all of the things that you've accomplished in life. Even if you feel like you aren't where you want to be, you know, that still doesn't mean that you aren't capable of your dreams, you know, so tune into that. You're being encouraged to do that reflection work, to just see how far you've really come in life. Next card we have is the 8 of Cups. So yeah, so now that you've moved where you are, it's like you're at the point where with that Judgment card, it's like, because you've gone through what you have, and because you've moved on in your mind to where you are now, you're ready to walk away from certain things that aren't working anymore, right? The 8 of Cups comes in as a new chapter where it's like you've had these 8 cups for a long time, and they worked for you for a while, but for whatever reason, these 8 cups just aren't cutting it anymore in your life. And you know what? That's okay. That's fine. You're allowed to let these 8 cups go and to walk towards something new, to walk towards something different. And that's kind of what you're being encouraged to do, to really, you know, take a look at where you are and say, you know, these things, these people, these situations, these places, they aren't fitting in my life anymore. They aren't really working out for me anymore. And I am ready and willing to take those next steps to walk towards something else. And by doing so, you know, you're really going to be rewarded, because it's like the universe is kind of coming into alignment, coming into contact with you in a way where you are being shown the path out of where you've been. And you're being encouraged to take it. Really take the steps towards that new place. Allow yourself to change. Allow yourself to move. Allow yourself to move on and to become someone different. And be open to whoever that person is, because that person who's looking to come through in your life now. So tune into that. You're being encouraged to do that. Your final card is the 8 of Wands. So 2 8s and 2 2s. That's pretty cool. Those are good numbers there. 2 4 8 2 4 8. So we've got exponential growth in that as well. You've got exponential growth in your life right now. You are growing exponentially. So, you know, like, it might have been slow moving towards improvement. Self-improvement might have been hard. It might have been, you know, taking a long time. You know, things might have been moving very slowly, but they've slowly been increasing exponentially. So you're starting to see that exponential explosion in your own personal growth, your own personal movement, and things are really starting to pick up pace now. And with this Eight of Wands here, you know, see this lightning bolt coming in. It's like you're ready for the inspiration now. You're ready for creative inspiration, like electricity popping into your life, you know, like a light bulb moment going off, like ping, like, you know, this is it, this is where I am, I know what I'm doing, I know where I'm going. So tune into that, listen to those nudges. When those nudges come to you, really take notice of them and follow it, follow that inspiration, you know. And we have them blowing back into the light here, so these are just, you know, important cards to remember. Really take the time to do that reflection. With that justice or judgment card, you know, allow yourself to really reflect on how far you've come, and allow yourself to see where you're going, and be okay with the change, be okay with the movement, because it's really coming in for you. And yeah, with that eight of cups, like, it's okay to put things to bed. It's okay to walk away from where you've been. It's okay to walk away from certain people. It's okay to walk away from certain situations. It's okay to become somebody different. It's okay to move on. And you're being encouraged to give yourself permission to move on, and to give yourself permission to move forward. So anyway, pile hummingbird, that was my reading for you. I'm going to end you with the quote on the back of the hummingbird card on this How to Be a Wildflower deck. And it says, "Beauty is a nectar which intoxicates the soul." T.C. Henley. So anyway, I hope that life is treating you so well. I plan on doing more of these videos moving forward. Like I said, sorry for taking so long, but I was planning this trip, and now I'm on the trip, and it's absolutely incredible. The United States is a beautiful country. I knew that, but I hadn't really seen how beautiful it is. It's so big, it's so massive, and just kind of traveling through it has been an incredible journey, and I feel so fortunate to have done that. Please feel free to leave a comment if you like this video, and I hope that life is treating you well. Please subscribe if you're new to the channel. It really does help me out, and I will catch you all later. Thanks for tuning in. See ya. Hi friends, welcome to this tarot reading. You chose the card with the fox. I got the fox here. Visiting family here in New Hampshire, and it is so beautiful. Please don't mind the dogs. My uncle's dogs are barking. They're probably going to keep barking. Hopefully it's not too loud. So anyway, we're going to dive right into your reading here. Because I'm on the road, I don't have anything pre-shuffled. We're going to just shuffle right along here and kind of see what we get. So thanks for tuning in, friends. I hope you're doing well. Sorry again for the amount of time it's been since I've had my last reading, but I'm traveling, and I had to plan the travel and the trip, and that kind of took up all my life for a little bit. So I'm back in action. So we've got 4 cards from the Smith-Waite deck. Let's take a look at what we got. First card is the King of Wands. All right, so at this moment in your life, you know, you're being represented by the King of Wands, which is showing that you have a good handle on your creativity, your creative inspirations. The King of Wands is, you know, he's got his spark going, and he knows how to go where he wants to go. He knows how to move in the direction that he's going. So you're really being encouraged to tap into that creative spark and that creative drive in your life. That's going to take you to a lot of places here coming up. And so the next card we have is the Tower. Yeah, so as things start to change, you know, you might be going through a massive change in your life right now, and it might feel a little bit like it's coming out of nowhere. So as this change moves in, as you have this you know, kind of tumbling moment coming in where it feels like everything might be crumbling around you, it's important to remember that you're actually the King of Wands here. So as things fall away, you know, you're being encouraged to remember that you've got this, right? You have actual control in certain areas. So it's like, you know, the King of Wands, you know, the wands in general, this creative kind of energy and flow, they're really good, especially with that fire, right? That fire energy. They're tapped into their passions. They're good with kind of rolling with the punches. So you're being encouraged as things kind of move here, and we got this little thing flying through here to show us we're on the right track here of the reading. You know, roll with those punches, right? As when life gives you lemons, as things move in crazy directions, as stuff starts to happen that you don't understand, and it might seem kind of strange, you have the power and the ability to move in whatever direction you need to. So tap into that energy, tap into that strength that you have, to move you in that direction towards your passions, because as things start to fall away, you'll start to see the clear path forward for you. And actually, that's going to lead you closer to your dreams, to your goals, to your happiness, to whatever creative projects you're trying to do, whatever sort of, thing you're trying to build, that thing that super lights you up, that inspirational drive. That's going to show you the direction to move in. And it's going to give you an opportunity to move in a new direction in that sense. The next card that we have is the Devil, okay, and we have the Ten of Swords. Okay, so these two together are kind of showing like, this is just certain things to watch out for, right? Like, you don't need to be scared of these cards because they're both actually very dramatic cards a lot of times, and they talk about sort of where our hang-ups are. So as this Tower movement comes away, like, we're seeing what's spilling away from your life. We're seeing what's moving away from you. So, with the Devil here, it talks about any kind of like addictions, and that kind of thing, but it can also be anything that's sort of like distractions or any kind of thing in your life that sort of pulls you in the off direction, right? So you're actually kind of being able to see those more now, and when you tap into that King of Wands energy more, you'll be able to let go of some of those things that are blocking you, right? It's like you're being given the opportunity to clearly see in life where those distractions lie, and you're being given the opportunity to let go of that, right? So where in the past you may have looked at these sort of maybe even addictive elements or distractive elements, be it whatever. It doesn't have to be like, a drug and alcohol problem, or even like a sex problem, or like, it doesn't have to be any kind of problem, right? It could just be something like, you have a tendency to, with your mind, you go in extremes, maybe, you know what I mean? Like you'll be like, no, I'm not going to do any of these things anymore, and that's that, and I'm cutting cold turkey and blah blah blah. And then you'll cut cold turkey for a while, and then you'll let the floodgates go, and you'll go super into the other extreme, right? And then you'll feel really bad about yourself, and you'll kind of wallow in it, right? The Ten of Swords is that kind of wallowing card, right? So maybe that's been sort of your wheelhouse. Maybe that's been sort of where you've been in that structure. And so what's coming in now is the opportunity to start seeing those patterns and start to let those patterns go, right? A clear example of this would be like if you are in a situation where you're cutting cold turkey and it's not working, and maybe it's not one of those things you need to cut cold turkey, right? Or it's one of those things where it's like if you're really addicted to sugar and sweets, right? Like just because you have one cookie doesn't mean, oh, that's it, now I have to eat the whole cake, you know what I mean? Like you can just have one cookie and let it be at that. You don't have to feel guilty about it or anything, That's just an example, but like it's one of those kind of situations I'm feeling for this. So let's pull you some more cards here. We're going to switch now to the Wild Unknown Tarot and see what else we got here. Again, okay. This came out for pile number 1. This is too many cards though. So we're gonna go with this one, and then we'll pull out some more. So you might be in a difficult situation in your life right now with this Five of Pentacles. It is the Dark Night of the Soul card. It talks about like a really difficult kind of depressive place. But a lot of times, we hit the lowest points in our life. And like that's it, you know what I mean? It's like we can hit those points and then finally see, just how to move out of it. We can finally see, in full glory, like, okay, I see where I've been, I see how I've gotten here, I see what place I'm in, and you know what? I'm finally ready to move out of this because like I want life, and I want to be alive, and I want to be happy, and I'm willing to put in the work necessary to get myself there because I just can't be in this place anymore. And so you may actually be in that place right now, and you know what? That's okay. If you're in a situation where it's feeling hard and it's feeling difficult and you feel low and you don't know how you're going to get out of it, I want you to know you're not alone. First and foremost, it's incredibly important to remember that. Like I have been there in my life. I know a lot of people who have been there, and like if you are really having trouble, first of all, I know it's difficult to go to a psychologist sometimes or a counselor. I want to let you know I really do recommend them because like I've been to them myself, and it's so important to do that if you need it. So just putting that out there. I know, especially like for the tarot community and stuff, and anyone who's really spiritual or, you know, mystical and that kind of thing, it can feel like, well, I don't want them to think I'm crazy, you know what I mean? But they don't, you know? Like a good psychologist or a good counselor is never going to call you crazy, right? They're never going to like be in a position where, you know, they're going to do that. They're going to help you, right? And you know, so that's important to remember. But anyway, regardless, even if you don't need that, like if you're feeling low, you're not alone, and there are ways out of it. Let's pull some more cards just to see what else you're being told here. This is for you. The Mother of Pentacles. Okay, so you know the way out of this is sort of like, maybe you are a very generous person. You know, maybe you are a deeply kind and loving person, and maybe you feel like that's gotten you, you know, into some awful situations sometimes, right? Maybe you feel like people have been taking advantage of you. Maybe you feel like people have been, you know, pulling the wool over your eyes, so to speak, you know? Maybe you feel like you've been in situations where, you know, people have been taking advantage, and that's brought you even further down, right? Well, I want you to know it's okay to be kind, and it's okay to be nurturing, and it's okay to share with other people, but it's so important to remember to share with yourself first, right? And that can be really hard for, you know, loving, nurturing, kind, empathetic people. I'm one of those people, so I totally get it. It can be hard. It can feel selfish to share with yourself first. But you know, there's that adage when you're on an airplane, right? What do they say? They say, you know, remember to help yourself, put on the oxygen mask on yourself before helping others. And the reason why is because if you don't put the oxygen mask on yourself first, you're going to pass out. And then not only will you not be able to help other people, you're actually going to be, you know, a burden to other people as well. And like, it's not good, right? So keep that balance, you know, give to yourself. It's so important, you know, it's not selfish to help yourself first, because if you don't, nobody else is going to. And then you're going to be passed out on the floor and you won't be able to do anything, you know, then you definitely won't be able to help other people, you know. So please help yourself first. And, you know, if you're in a situation where you need to take time to help yourself, please do that, right? There is nothing wrong with finding help when you need it. Let's do one more card from this deck, and then I think I'm going to do another card from the other deck too before we end it, because this is kind of an intense reading, but it's telling you what we need here. Wow, this one came out in the other one too. So, okay, you may want to check out pile number 1 as well, honestly, pile number 2, because we're getting a lot of the same messages. But you have this sort of aha moment coming in, right, with this Eight of Wands. You see the lightning bolt coming in as this spark of inspiration, right? So you have a spark of inspiration coming to you that's going to help you move in a new direction. So please keep your eyes open for a new way of thinking, for a new perspective, for a new mode of being in life, because one is trying to come into your life. So if you felt like you've been low, if you felt like you've been stuck in these hurtful patterns in life, if you feel that, right, be ready to change things up. Because, you know, there's that other phrase where it's like, you know, if you do the same thing over and over and over again, like, how do you expect change? You know what I mean? Like, it's that kind of situation. Be willing to start looking at the world in a new perspective, because it's probably going to take a new perspective for you to move out of where you've been, right? You can't get out of the places that you've been if you're feeling stuck or you're feeling like you know, you can't move forward. You can't get out of that if you keep the same perspective. So be willing to have new ideas. Be willing to have new inspiration. Be willing to find joy. You know, sometimes the hardest thing to hear or to do when you're depressed is to think about things that, you know, make you happy. You're like, well, how the hell am I supposed to do that, right? But in fact, you know, certain gratitude practices by just thinking about things that you have in life that you're grateful for, and it could be anything. You know, I'm grateful that I have air that I can breathe. You know, I'm grateful that I have shelter over my head. I am grateful that I have food on my table, because not everybody does have those things, right? Sorry, I had my camera die, so hopefully you still caught all of that. But anyway, you know, I was talking about gratitude and how important it is to to just be grateful for the things you really have in your life. And when you start to have that sort of perspective shift happen, it really can pull you out of the deepest depression. And that's how I did it for me. You know, that was one thing. And it takes time. It takes small steps, right? And I was talking to pile number 1 about this. They might be where you're going to be in 6 months or so, you know, something like that. But like, you know, it's about taking those small steps. The more small steps that you take, the more exponentially that will grow, until you finally get to the point where you actually are making huge progress. So it might be hard at first and it might seem like a slog, but the more that you work on yourself, the more that you work on that self-improvement, the more like that it compounds itself and the further along that you go. So I'm going to pull you one last card, Foxpile, and then I'm going to read from the back of that card, and then we're going to call it. So your final card, oh, that's too many. That's too many cards. We'll do, sorry. Just one card. Just one card for them. Thank you. All right. Yeah, so, you know, with this Ace of Swords, your final card is saying, like I was saying, you might have to change your perspective, right? There might be some things in your life that are ready to be cut out, and you might need to take action to cut things out of your life. And I want you to know that that's okay. You know, if you have to walk away from a toxic relationship, if you have to walk away from a place that really isn't fitting you and is bringing you down, you know what? That's okay, right? That's okay to move on from certain things. And like, it might seem like the end of the world to do that in this moment, but the more that you start taking those steps and those actions, the better you're going to feel, and the more like coming back into yourself you're going to be, to the point where, you know, you're going to feel really great. And so, you know, don't be afraid to take those steps. Don't be afraid to take that action. So anyway, Foxpile, I'm going to leave you there, but we're going to end with this, we're going to end with the quote, which is stay curious, right? Stay curious. We started this reading out with the King of Wands. That's who you are, right? That creative, inspired drive, that creative passion, that's what's going to get you out of this, right? That's what's going to get you out of those depressive patterns. That's what's going to get you out of feeling down on yourself, feeling down about life, is really tuning in to the fox spirit that you are. So tune into that. Anyway, Foxpile, I'm going to leave you there. I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. It really does help me out. I'm going to be doing a lot more of these more often. I just had to plan this trip, and that took my whole life away, basically. But now I'm on the trip, so, you know, we'll see how that goes. Anyway, friends, thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll catch you later. Bye! Hi friends, you chose the pile with this really cute, I think it's either a sparrow or it's a swallow, I'm not sure, I think it's a sparrow, this cute little blue bird. So let's see what we got for you. So I'm gonna just, I'm traveling here, I'm on the road, so I didn't bring all my decks with me, but I brought a few of them, so we're gonna just shuffle right here on camera and see what you need to hear. It's summer solstice when I've posted this, or when I'm filming this, so maybe this is a summertime reading or just a general reading for you. But the first card that's coming out here is the Four of Cups, you know, which is talking about happy memories of the past. So maybe there's some childhood memories of summertime, you know, that like happy summer vibes, yeah, playing outside in the sun or in the pool, depending on where you are in the world. You know, and it might be the winter if you're in the southern hemisphere, so, you know, take this with a grain of salt. But this is a period coming into your life here where, you know, you're being encouraged to think about what made you happy as a child, and connecting into that inner child. It's going to really, you know, be a magical thing for you in the next couple weeks here. So really tune into understanding, you know, those beautiful childhood happiness, happy vibes from being a kid. Let's see what else. You know, it's like that's coming in for you right now. That sort of, you know, things from your life that you forgot about, you know, that really made you happy. You know, that's coming in to bring you some good moments of peace here. Okay, we got a lot of cards for you. That's too many. That's too many there. So I'm not gonna call those, but we'll call these here. Maybe this one. Yeah. No. Yeah. Okay, okay. Sorry. So, as you do that, right, we've got the justice card coming out here. So with justice, right, it's sort of like, the good things are coming back to you, right? You've got good karma coming back to you. So things from childhood that were good, I know a lot of us have difficult childhoods, and a lot of us had hard things from our past, and it's easier to remember the hard things from our past than it is to remember the happy things, right? But there were happy moments in your childhood, and those happy moments, where you felt real and you felt alive, and you really, were tapped into the world, into the universe, in, that beautiful, wonderful, happy vibes, like just imagine being a child and sitting in the sun and understanding that sunshine in your life, right? That's the kind of thing that you're being encouraged to look at, right? Looking at those happy moments, looking at that beautiful sunshiny day, that energy that you felt in the past is coming back to you, right? That wonderment, that childlike wonderment of the world and awe of the world is here for you in this moment. So tune into that, tap into that. It's trying to come back into your life and bring you a new sense of inspiration, a new sense of connectedness into the world, a new sense of happiness. And you may be dealing with a situation, or you may have been just coming out of a situation where you had some people that weren't so great around you, right? The Five of Swords can talk about, sometimes lying, cheating people, or difficult people, or situations with other people that just don't feel right and make you feel gross, or make you feel awful, or just make you feel depressed and like, you can't get ahead, right? Like, that's something that you're leaving behind, especially with this Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is saying, like, it's okay to cut that out, right? It's okay to walk away from that stuff, right? And it happens to all of us. We all, end up interacting with somebody along in our lives that, is just kind of awful maybe, or just kind of not so great. And like, that's not cool, right? But it's okay to walk away from that, and it's okay to not let that affect you. That's what the Queen of Swords is coming in to tell you. She doesn't deal with anybody's crap. She just doesn't deal with it. And, she's the first to say, all right, you know what? Bye. And that can sound harsh sometimes. Like, trust me, I know that can sound harsh, but like, it's okay to do that sometimes. And like, tap into the things that make you happy in the past. Don't tap into the things that aren't working, right? And you've been working hard at something, right? With this the seven of pentacles here is to say, you have been putting in your work and your hard time and your energy into something great. So don't let the words or the actions or a little bit of something from somebody else take away from the fact that you have been working so hard on something. And with that justice card here, right, that's saying that you're about to reap those rewards from it, right? You're about to reap what you sow of this like hard working energy that you've been putting in somewhere in your life. And like with the Seven of Pentacles, it's not quite ready yet. What you've been working towards is not quite ready to harvest, but keep working at it, keep at it, because you're about to get there. And where you're becoming is the King of Pentacles. He is ultimate abundance. He is like look at him. He is so content. He is in his own wealth. And this doesn't have to be just material wealth as in money. It can be anything, just feeling in that sense of abundance, feeling like you have your needs fully met, feeling like you don't have to worry about things. You're about to reach that energy, so keep holding on to that, and don't let anybody else try to bring you down. Because even if other people are trying to bring you out of it, if you hold to that energy of being in your own sense of abundance and achievement and well-being, nothing that anybody else can do can get you out of it. So just pay the focus, keep the focus on where you're going, and you're about to reap rewards from that. Let's pull some cards from the Wild Unknown Tarot. Okay, yes, you are the Emperor, right? You are the Emperor. Be the Emperor. He is in control of his empire. He knows everything he needs to do. He can see the macro level of all of the movements going on in his empire, and he runs his empire like that. So, he doesn't sweat the small stuff. He's not worried about one little tiny thing going on. He's thinking about the big giant picture. So keep the perspective on the big picture of where you're going, and don't let any little tiny thing throw you off, because you are on a course. You are on the direction. You are on the money, and you are you are moving in that direction. So stick with it because it is coming into your life. And you have this Father of Wands, so it's coming from this inspiration. You see the lightning bolt coming in there with the snake is that Kundalini energy. So be in your creativity, be in your energy, be in your power, and you are going to be led in the right direction. So keep that open, keep that perspective. We've got the Ace of Swords. Don't be afraid to cut out anything that's not working. Like I was talking about those people or those situations, if you need to walk away from somebody, that's okay. Do it. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, if you have to, that's fine. Queen of Cups. Yeah, by doing that, you might feel like you're being a jerk, right? You might feel like you're not being nice, but you know what? You are a deeply loving and compassionate person, right? The Queen of Cups is the most nurturing of all of the queens. She is loving, nurturing, and capable of sharing that deep love with other people. It's okay if you're selective about who you share your love with, though. It's okay, and if you need to help yourself first before helping other people, right? It's important to remember that airplane rule applies to all areas of life. You need to secure your own blowing away. Hold on. I'm going to read the quote for you now. You are free to fly, friend. This card is ready to run away. That's great. Okay, hopefully I didn't lose any cards here. But let's keep going. So, be in that. You've got this Eight of Pentacles here. You got to build the web to catch the flies, friends. So you are building your web and you're about to catch those flies. So keep that open, keep that perspective going. You are ready to fly, friend. We've got the Daughter of Pentacles here. So yeah, you might be at the beginning. You did get the King of Pentacles. You might be at the Page of Pentacles level right now. That's what this is, Page of Pentacles, and that's okay. So if you're at the beginning of building that up, if you keep on the same path, you're going to reach the King level. So if you keep working at it, you will get to where you're trying to go. You will get into that abundant energy. You will reap that abundant sensibility. So just keep it going. Even if you feel like you're at the beginning still, that's okay. We all have to be at the beginning at some point in our lives, and we might have to be in the beginning again and again and again in different ways. That's okay. So tune into that. That's fine. Six of Wands. It's kind of overcoming a difficult period. So, if you felt like it's been a hardship, it's been a hard period, tune into the rainbow. You've got the rainbow coming. You've got a clear day coming in your life. And our final card, where I'm going to leave you, is the Two of Cups. So, you know what? In order to really reach where you're trying to go, you might need to tap into that energy of self-love. And that is okay. What I was talking about with that Queen of Cups, you have to secure your own oxygen mask first before helping other people. It's important to remember that. As crazy as that sounds, sometimes for us deeply empathetic and loving people, that can be really hard to do. It can be hard to prioritize yourself because you feel selfish. But you know what? Nobody's going to do it for you. As awful as that sounds, it's the truth. You have to build it yourself. But if you build it, you will receive the rewards from that, and it's okay to build it. So tune into that, and that might come from building a deep sense of love for yourself first. Build that heart, and then allow that to ripple and reverberate out of you into the world by building that strong heart center and connecting into self-love all the time. You shoot that love out to the whole universe, and everyone around you can feel it, and everyone around you is moved towards the direction of love, and everyone around you feels better. But it comes from you loving yourself. If you don't do that, you can't share that energy with others. So it's important to remember that, right? Like, that's kind of where it all comes from. So remember, we're going to leave you with the final message. I already read it, but we'll read it for you again. You are free to fly. Fly in the direction of your dreams, friend. Fly in the direction of where you want to go, because you can do it. You can move in any direction that you want, and be free to do that. You are free to move in any direction. So allow yourself to dream big and move towards it, because you can do it. As cheesy as that sounds, it's the truth, my little sparrows. You can do it. Anyway, I hope that life's treating you well, friends. Expect more videos to come. I'm traveling. I like doing these on the road videos. It's a lot of fun, so expect more. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. It really does help me out, and I will catch you all later. See you, friends.